Good afternoon, good evening, people. I hope this evening finds you well. I hope that you're able to hear me. I'm choosing to ride with my windows down as opposed to underneath the air conditioning. Yeah. Now, if you're a person living in America, and I imagine the same dynamic might be occurring around the world, in regards to economics for everyone, but I of course am speaking only specifically to my brother. And I guess, I'm sure that the ladies are going to listen in as well, but and I'm only speaking to a certain section also. Now we know that there are certain sections of us who are doing well, who are self-sufficient, who are independent, who are somewhat capable of maintaining ourselves with or without dependence. I am of the benefit of not having any dependence, so I should surely be able to take care of myself. But and even me being this saying that at the age in which I am, there are some individuals who are of the male classification, and I'm only speaking to the males. I can't speak to the women, and I think it's fair. I can't speak to the women, but I think it's fair that I can address other males such as myself. Now I can't say, I won't say that I've never been on hard times. I like that, in order to not sound too much like a victim, I would say a large amount of my life has been hard times. But good times mixed in with the hard times per se. So, there's been time when I've been in an economic crunch where I've had to depend upon, the liberty of the charity, of the openness of a lady in which I was involved with on some level romantically. Now, and I guess I really can count on maybe 1 or 2, 3 fingers when this has happened. Normally I have my own shit and I let people come in with me, but that's just me to my own. But when I had to do this though, it was like in periods of economic, like I had gotten some legal trouble, and I had I had certain shit on my record, so it was difficult for me to get a job at a particular time. So I was living from pillar to post. So I managed to be involved with a woman who was financially stable. But the point I'm trying to get to, I'm not really trying to get too much about my history. What I'm trying to say right now is, it's about to be rough out here. And some of the section of people I'm speaking to, it's not about to be rough. It's already rough out here for you, and you probably may be at a point of crashing out. And when I say about crashing out, you may be at the point where you say, well, shoot, I may have this pallet in the corner. But, that pallet in the corner ain't nothing. I'm going to go ahead on and rebel against my pallet, and whoever gives me the benefit and the space and the charity of that pallet in the corner. What I'm saying is, basically, even in these courses, in these surely dark and tragic days, I shouldn't say dark, because dark has racial connotations. Truly, in these uncertain and possibly troubling times ahead, we have to be able to understand that there's no stopping. There's no stopping for us, man. There's no problem with anyone any group in this country feeling as if they conquered a black male, whether it be, you know, another ethnic group or in a lot of cases, in which I've seen in some certain situations, whereas the woman chooses to conquer the male, and that could be in the multiple dynamics of situations. It could be with whether it could be your son or whether it could be your mate, you know, I don't know. I guess, you know, when some of these young ladies' fathers have failed them in their lives, when their fathers have failed them in their lives, they have resentment toward their fathers. But I'm getting off my point. Some of you guys are already in a situation where if you didn't have that old lady that was with you, you know, even as resentful as you are toward that woman, you might have all types of criticisms about her. She gets on your damn nerves. But you know, in the absence of that woman, your situations and circumstances would drastically go in a different direction, in an uncomfortable direction. So what I say is that, you know, I don't know, and I mean, in my particular area, you know, there you can get you a job, but, you know, maybe you can't get you a job where you are. Maybe your situation, circumstances don't allow you to have that. But even in the absence of that, you have to be able to make yourself of some type of use. You know, don't be a broke and useless male, a bum per se. I don't mean to sound self-righteous. I don't mean to sound like my number two don't stink. You know, my shit don't stink. I'm just saying is that, you know, when you look, when you examine and listen to some of the commentary about the black male image per se, you know, and I mean it's like the dynamic between the black male and the female, the black community is a matriarchal society, whether we want to believe it or not, because in a lot of cases, it is the mother who has the control, who has the custodial control over the children, and so they have the most time with the children. Meantime, you know, it's a lot of cases, the father may not be there as much as the mother is, or the father may not be there at all. So, you know, it gets to the point where, as if you are not viewed as and I got to be careful with using this word dominant, you know, but there are gender roles, whether they try to muddy them or smear them in a political sense at this point. There are gender roles. There are traditional gender roles. So it's like, well, if you take away the inspiration, what are these people doing? The inspiration of one gender role away from the other. If one is deprived, if a child is deprived of either, they'll get to the point where, you know, I guess a male, in which I'm speaking to select group, they may feel as if, you know, they can't survive without being underneath the wing of a woman. You know, I guess some, you know, they say that they come up with a thing and they say that some women can't function without being underneath a man, but a lot of situations, circumstances, a lot of these brothers would be hurt if not for the aid and the bettings, the compassion and the nurturing of that is instilled in a woman. But the thing about it is, it's exploited. It is exploited by also by that selective of and I guess that's where you come in with the useless. You know, it's one thing to be broke. Remember I said it's one thing to be broke, but to be useless along with your brokenness, you know, that's a hard stain. You know, and then, you know, once you've smeared your broken uselessness on a young lady, and I mean, you know, I'm not saying that all he sound like a simp. I'm not saying that all women are perfect. No person is 100% perfect. But we're talking about you, black male. you smear your broke and uselessness all over this woman and have taken her from a place in which she had righteously built herself up to. You know, she had the comfort and leisure and the wealth and, you know, peace in her life. You know, you were supposed to enter her life and grant her further peace. But all you did was sow the seeds of chaos. So it's like when I say this, you know, and I don't know how many people gonna see this, man. You know, this supposed to be the real beauty of black relationships page. I'd have had it for years and years, and I feel like if I got dang near 40,000 people on my list, I should be able to look out into the crowd and see more than 1 or 2 people. But that's beside the point. Let me get back to what I'm saying. There is an image, you know, and when that image, you know, when it gets to the point where your woman, where your female counterpart, black male, when your counterpart looks at you with disdain and looks at you as something that is more of a hindrance, more of an obstacle, more of something that is worked against her, as opposed to work to underguide her and to protect and to further her. How do you expect, how do you expect to have that dynamic where that woman might have that trust in you, to where she'll be able to allow herself to be vulnerable to even depend on your protection or your assistance from her? So, you know, what I'm saying is, what I'm going a long way to say, I don't know, either y'all, I'm speaking on a certain section of brothers. A lot of y'all brothers in this certain section, y'all either gonna go to jail, y'all gonna be homeless on the streets, or, you know, you might have, you know, the ideal situation where you be in the company of someone. You know, it might be in which I'm speaking of the company. Really, it don't matter if it's the company of a lady or a company of your cousin or whatever. Be respectful. Be respectful in your position of vulnerability, because economics, you can be economically vulnerable as well. So, that being said, you know, the rule remains number one. Really when the messages to black males is not really that strong, you got to stay on your square. You know, I know times get hard, my niggas, but hey, you know, either you're gonna stand 10 toes down with your palms up, ready to receive your blessing, or you just go ahead and roll over and die, man. That's just what it is. But, you know, I'm just saying I'm just hollering at y'all before I head on into go to my employ, man. You know, I'm still a working fella, even though my ideally I want to be like some of these other people that have pages of my size or greater, and, you know, sometimes get some type of revenue or recompense for, you know, spending time with you all. And even though I'll gladly do it for free, what's I'm doing it now. But nevertheless, I gotta go, man. Hey, brothers, hey, all I say, gas is high. You know, you better get somebody you can pool in with. You know, they could go in on the gas, which y'all going in the same direction, you and that lady. You know, and don't go out here and try to be by yourself during these times. You better grit your teeth and roll out with it, baby. Peace and love, y'all.